that, this is wonderful. This is a way, and it was kind of an intensive where you could learn how to do everything you needed to do your startup business. And I have Danielle and Molly here. Danielle on the left and Molly on the right, in case you want to hear the difference in their voices. You can tell Danielle's on the left here, and Molly's on the right. Welcome. How are you?
Hi.
Doing well.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. This is an exciting story. So you came up with this idea, which, I mean, totally makes sense. I fly a lot, and obviously you like to you guys travel a lot as well, right?
Yes.
And you just have always liked to travel, or is it partly for your lifestyle or business, or why do you love to travel? Just part of your lifestyle?
Yeah, growing up, I've traveled a lot. Lots of family vacations. I'm a polo player as well, so I try to go compete a couple times a year. So
that's why there's a picture of a horse behind you on your side. Okay, that explains it. I love polo. It's great.
Yeah.
So do you play up country?
Oops. Yes. So I grew up playing up country, and now I live on Oahu now, so I play over there.
Oh,
and
fun.
I play all over the United States.
So you compete against the team here sometimes? Do you ever come over and play? Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So you're serious. If you're competing around the United States. So do you have your own polo ponies? Or you?
I have one horse that I trained for polo about 8 years ago now.
Wow, but it's too expensive, so you use horses when you travel. You can't go shipping that polo pony.
No. I just have one and done.
Yeah.
That's it.
How exciting. So the story is you guys were traveling and you both got ill, as this is one of the biggest complaints people have. You know, when you fly, either the air sometimes can do it, or you're flying next to someone that's sick, and it doesn't really even take much. I mean, I tell you, I bring those antibiotic wipe down swipes, and I try to swipe, but you forget how many places you touch that people are, when you go to the bathroom.
And then you touch
when
your
you
face.
If you,
your mouth.
One of the worst places they found is actually the overhead bin. And you're not going to be swiping that thing down, but you don't think. Everyone touches that overhead bin, right?
That is true.
And then there's your table, and there's your armrest.
The window lever, there's the seat back pocket, the air conditioner thingy.
It's almost scary, but it's not surprising that you can get a cold when you're flying. And the worst part is if you're flying and you're going on your dream vacation. And I mean, this happened to me in Tahiti, and I know all the things. I brought my antibiotic swipes. I did my colloidal the silver bacterial sprays. I had vitamin D. I had lavender. I had airborne, and I did all that, and I still got a cold. It's a drag. I mean, so I had my week in Tahiti was mostly with a cold.
It was no fun.
It wasn't fun at all. It was like sneezing, and no one wanted to be around me, of course, and I didn't want to be around them giving them anything. So the thing is, you guys had a situation where you both were traveling and got cold. So then what happened?
Both got sick, and then we came back to Maui and went out surfing finally after getting well, and started talking about maybe asking why people didn't wear masks when they coughed and sneezed all over the place. And you're sitting in front of somebody, and you think, oh no, this sneeze is traveling over the seat and into my mouth. And so we started just chatting it up and thought, well, what, no one wants to wear these masks because they look
ugly.
And what are we going to do about it?
Right. So we started coming up with funny ideas, slogans, started laughing. What if we could wrote something funny across the face, or a mustache, or a smile, or emoji, and then we started getting into the design and changing a little bit more, transforming the mask into something more maybe fashionable, something that people would wear normally as a travel accessory.
And the thing is, and I think I saw this in the article that Sarah, I think, did this.
Sarah Rubenthal.
I mean, you do see, if you're traveling a lot, and I'm sure you've seen this, Kathy, the Asian people wear masks a lot. In fact, you'll see them even here sometimes with masks on. But, those are the really ugly masks, and you look at them, and people still aren't used to this. So if you see someone with a mask on, you kind of go, oh, maybe they're really sick with something serious, and we better stay away from them, right? And you talk about trying to break down that image of, like, it's not good to wear a mask because people's thinking you're really, something's wrong with you, right?
Yeah, right. It's the stigma. But a lot of times people are also, there's immunocompromised patients or people that are flying who have to be careful anyway. So any exposure can cause them to be more vulnerable to illness. And so it's for those who are not sick and for those who are also sick. So it's kind of to protect you and the people around you.
Both, exactly. Exactly, and it's just that we don't see it as much here, so it's kind of new. I literally always try to have, I got the Stacy Grell scarf, and it's thin enough where I can literally put it around and cover my nose. This was really a drag. I don't know if you realized, I think I mentioned to you, when you get to Tahiti on Hawaiian Airlines, they now make you not get out of your plane until they spray with the entire plane.
Oh, right, with chemicals.
With chemicals.
Australia does that.
I know.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
And so
But
I took that Stacy Grell thing and I double wrapped it around my nose, but everything was being, your clothes and everything.
They're gassing you.
Yeah, they are gassing you, and that may have been why I got sick too. But,
Interesting.
Yeah, no, so this would be very good. Everyone should be given one of these masks.
Seriously.
And it's called the barrier method, right?
Yes.
Thebarriermethod.com.
Yeah.
And you actually do have it. So if I was reading about it correctly, you can actually have it so that it is attached to some nice fabric, or if you have a nice scarf, that's your scarf you love to wear when you travel. Is there a way to use anything that you have with this, or put it around that, or is this a separate fabric that you use?
Yeah, we have our own fabric that we use, and we have our unique snap system that we use. So,
and the snaps were for different ones you can put on there?
They snap, so there's two components, a face liner and then an outer layer, which is a different style that you want. So whether it's a neck cuff, an infinity scarf, or a regular scarf. And the face liner, which is infused, which soon to be infused with essential oils, will actually snap into the outer layer, so the scarf or neck cuff that you choose. And the outer layer is also very unique material. So it is called chitosante, which is an antimicrobial, antibacterial material with UPF 50 benefits. It's wicking, lightweight, fast drying, and so there's a lot of benefits to that material that we're using. It's very special.
Wow. So how did you come up with that?
We just connected with a textile company in Canada because we originally had an idea that we were going to use silver, and then that proved to be really difficult and really expensive, but they actually referred us to a textile company in Canada, and then we just started researching different kind of fabrics that they offered, and we're like, wow, these are actually really nice looking, and they have all these components
and colors, and they're
fun.
So how many styles do you have?
So right now we have, again, the two components. The face liner is one for adults and kids.
That's the inner liner.
The inner liner. And then we have, which snaps into one of three styles, either the neck cuff, which we have a large or a small, kind of either for male or female. A neck cuff, kind of like a neck cowl. And the other is an infinity scarf. So it wraps all the way around and can flip over, come over, and kind of fit snugly.
I haven't seen that one. I like that. That's what I
will
get.
Show you.
And a regular scarf. We brought one sample, one of the male neck cuff for you to see today.
So the infinity scarf can wrap around your neck a couple of times.
Yes, you can bring it back over your head.
And it can come over. Now that sounds, and this is nice fabric here that you've got. This is nice fabric.
So
this is beautiful.
Snap system
You got to get these up to Green Tea Boutique up here at 40 Market Street.
That would be a good
They have the best eye masks with lavender infused and satin on the inside.
Smells good.
Yeah, that really does make a difference. I love using those on my eyes when I travel because my skin is very sensitive to stuff, and I like the soft fabrics, not the... The worst thing to use, folks, and this is just, I hate to say this because we probably all do it, the worst thing to use are the blankets they have on the plane.
Those are gross.
I know.
Yeah,
Disgusting. They are.
They never wash them.
Right, they say they do. Yeah.
That's what you need to know. Most people assume because you're handed them and everything that they're all washed.
Yeah, in a plastic bag.
No. Oh, this is lavender?
That's a lavender essential oil and coconut oil. So it's actually, that one's not infused yet. That's just kind of a spray. Yeah. Yes, and that's kind of what we're helping to show people.
Is that the inner thing that's
yes, so this is an inner face liner mesh. This is the chitosante mesh, which is the same material as this outer.
I'm going to take a picture so I can post it later when we post this online.
And then our logo here.
Oh, and it's a nice design. Who did did the design of your logo there? I like that.
That we will give credit to Hannah Preziosi. She is our artist who's actually helping us to choose and inspiring our prints that'll be on our Kickstarter when we launch on the 7th.
I think we got to do a little description here since they're not seeing it. This is a very fine, thin, almost silk-like fabric. So it's not, what you might imagine as heavy. It almost is form-fitting, because it's so light. It's like you're wearing a silk mask of sorts, I'd say. And then you just, and she's she's giving us a little visual modeling. And that the two little buttons that you have there, those are for the inner lining, right?
The snaps.
Yep. And this is the inner lining.
We actually have a patent pending on this design.
Well, that's good. Is that hard to do? To get up? I've heard it's very difficult with the patents.
It's we actually were awarded it, but the whole process, and just the men.
Now I have to say it looks a little Arabic, but that's okay. I mean, it looks like a little
Hawaiian.
You're right.
It goes up and a little one's a little bit
your
bigger
head's
for her
not
face.
covered, but your nose are, so it does accentuate the eyes obviously more because it does go over
kind
the
of like
nose
a burqa,
here.
almost.
Part of the benefit part of the benefit of having a mask, and I just want to make this one point, is that it actually reduces the number of times so you touching your mouth and your nose, which are very important. These are entry points for bacteria.
Absolutely.
So whether this had antibacterial or antimicrobial fabric, just the fact that you have something that's covering that, again, prevents you from touching those places is a benefit.
Well, not only that, I mean, anyone going to Beijing has to get one of these things. There is so much terrible pollution in Beijing, and really it's diesel and stuff, and really breathing that air. If you don't get sick on the plane, you could easily get sick just breathing the air. And if you're going to Bali, I recommend you getting this as well. And it's what colors do they come in? This is kind of a silver color that you have. Are they different colors? They all silver.
Yeah, we have blue, we have orange, and they're all kind of heather looking, so they're a little bit more.
It's a little more.
They're not plain, so they have a little bit more dimension to the colors. So we have heather orange, a heather blue. We have a black that's plain black, but people like that because we use some fun stitching and.
This is a pretty dull cup. This is kind of a male. This is a black and gray, but a lot of them have like pink and orange and blue contrast with turquoise, and so some brighter colors. It just depends.
Have you done test flights?
We have.
So what are the comments on this when you put them on the plane and people see them?
So we ask people, we actually send flyers out with a little card that says, here, invite conversation and curiosity, and so talk to the passenger next to you. And the first thing the passenger says, oh, I thought you were sick. And I said, okay, fair enough, that sounds about right. And so, and I, we asked, do you think it looks scary? Do you think it looks cool? Some people ask questions. They say, whoa, what is that? Once I wore one that said, I bite across the front. And so they say immediately people are going to ask you, whoa, what do what is that? And then we explain it. So it opens up conversation about the product. And then we start, we either give out the cards and people can contact us and follow up. So it's been pretty positive, again, because they're not just this. I mean, this one's a little bit dull today.
Can you put that on again, Roka? I'm doing a Facebook Live.
I was going Facebook Live on Kathy Takushi's site. So if you want to see what this looks like, you can go to Kathy Takushi on Facebook.
Should have gotten a nice scarf.
It's on Molly's. The man's scarf.
I actually have them all in my car, and I didn't bring any.
Molly Palmer, actually modeling it now. But you know what I like about this a lot is it's really lovely with the fabric and everything, and it really literally drapes. It kind of really drapes, and there is a little logo on the side, and other ones actually have little statements that you put in.
Yeah, so I've actually flown probably maybe the most out of everybody wearing the mask, and for the last year I've traveled quite a bit, and I don't travel without mine because I just feel exposed.
You probably bring a couple in case you lose one, right?
I do. I have a couple with me. I usually like wearing the scarf for the longer flights because I like using the ends. If I have an itch on my head, I like to I just don't touch my face at all. And honestly, like, for a year, last year, I've been traveling, I have not gotten sick. And I usually get sick every time.
Really?
So it's just, like, really, it's a relief.
That's amazing.
And these interchange. So the idea is that you can have a few face liners, which helps so that if they saturate, so say you're coughing, sneezing, and it gets wet, pore size increases, they're kind of gross, you want to take it out, you can put in a new face liner.
Right.
And so we do have several, and they're interchangeable, and then you can wash them, hang dry them.
Well, there is going to be times where you eat or you have your snacks, and there's going to be times you're drinking your beverage or your water. There's going to be times you're going to need to do that. So at that time, you just try to be careful, and you put that, it easily comes down and it looks like a cowl around your neck, really, when you take it down.